Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Taslima Maya Art. So this is my ColourArte Summer Solstice Educational Event paint mixing video, and I will show you how I mix my paints for the sunflower painting I did, which you can see on my channel. Here is my deep etched canvas that I've glue gunned directly onto the canvas, and here is my glue outline of my sunflowers. So we've got 3 sunflowers here. And I've got my products here that I'm going to mix up now, mostly ColourArte products, Prism Pour and primary elements. I'm going to mix it with my vivid PolyPour, and I've got I think just the one of this little piggy pigment, and the rest of them are all ColourArte. So we're going to have a lot of fun mixing these up into little pots now, and I'll let you watch me mix up one of my colours to see how it's done, and I'll get right back to you. Okay, so what we have here is my work surface, and I have all my primary element colours here. I'm going to pick out specific jars of colours that I want to use. I have also a scale to measure, though I don't need it, I can do it by eye, but just for your sake. And I have a couple of pots here to mix up, some spoons, water, and my 2 pouring mediums here. So 3 pouring mediums actually. I've got the Vivid Enamel, I'll show you, Vivid Enamel, I have the Vivid PolyPour, and then finally I have my craft glue and water mix with some Liquitex pouring medium in there as well. The reason I have all 3 is because I'm probably going to swipe the background of my painting, and for the foreground where the sunflowers are, I'm going to be pouring straight, into the segments of the sunflowers using my craft glue pouring medium. So here I've mixed up some ColourArte Bling It pigment. This is Isadora. Here's the colour up close in the jar. And here it is mixed up, and I put a fair bit of pouring medium in this. I'm going to show you how I mix this in a second by doing another one with the camera. And I made this incredibly fluid. The reason is I want to be able to pour this into the segments. I'm not going to be swiping it, and that's the reason I use the craft glue pouring medium for this. It's simply going in straight. Okay, so we've got that one ready. We'll pop that up there. I'm just going to show you how I mix. So I'm going to start with switching this on, and what we're going to mix for next, I think, is the other half of the petals. So I'm going to have the lighter colour and then a deeper amber colour for the petals. So I'm just going to pick a nice amber colour for the petals, and I think this colour here, which is actually the Starburst Galaxy Top Piece set colour, it's a fennel flowers. I think that's a beautiful colour, and we're going to put that in next. So let's get that out. So here we are, put that back down there. That's the primary element colour. Here's the jar up close. Look at that colour, isn't it stunning? And here is the colour up close. Don't know if you can see that. Okay. And then we're going to disperse it. So I'm just going to pop this in here. And this is Vallejo polyurethane gloss varnish. I don't need a lot, only a tiny bit, maybe a little dash more. And I'm going to mix that up before I add my pouring medium, which is the glue. So I'm going to put around about 1/4 teaspoon in here. Actually, I'm going to put in 1/2 teaspoon. The reason is I need quite a fair bit of it because there's a lot of petals. 1/2 teaspoon in there. I'm going to mix this up now, and I'm very gradually doing that in the varnish. Okay, you can see it doesn't really take that long, and it's dispersed in the varnish, so those granules will absorb the varnish. Perfect. And I might add a bit more because, like I said, there are a lot of petals, and I'm going to need a fair bit of this, I think. So I'm going to put a whole heaped teaspoon in, and then mix up quite a fair bit of pigment. You don't actually need this much, but I want the vibrancy for my petals. So once that's done, I can put in my pouring medium. There. Get whatever's on the spoon off. I don't like to add too much varnish either, so I think that's perfectly fine. So give that the rest there and pop the lid back on here. Remember to wear a mask as well to protect yourselves, because they are airborne quite quickly and you can breathe them in, the particles that is. So here we go, we've got a beautiful vibrant colour here, and I'm going to then add my pouring medium. So like I said, we're going to use craft glue for the petals and the green leaves as well. This is how I'm going to mix all of them. I'm just going to eyeball it and put in a little bit, mix it up, see what it looks like, and whether it needs to spray water or not. So I'm going to mix that up. That is a beautiful colour, isn't it? Look at that, so summery. Wow, I love that colour. Imagine that on the petals along with this colour here together. I think it'll look really vibrant, which is what I'm after. There, it's gone a bit thick, so we're going to keep adding more. See, we haven't lost any of the vibrancy at all by adding the pouring medium, even though it's glue, and it will dry clear. So it might look a little milky now, but when it does dry on the canvas, it will go clear, and you'll see the vibrancy again. So let's keep mixing this up, and I'm going to keep adding it until I've got enough. And as I said, the craft glue is 70-30, 70% craft glue and 30% water, and you can add more water to it within reason to thin it down to make it pourable. It's quite thick still, see, it just kind of barely falls off the spoon. There we go. So we're going to keep adding this gradually and mixing it up. Now I might speed this up now because I know that we don't have a lot of time on this video, but I think you get the gist of it. I dispersed in varnish, and I added pouring medium and mixed it up. Looking a lot better, a bit more. I love those that orange colour. And sunflowers come in all colours, gradients of yellows and oranges, so I think this colour is spectacular. What did we say this colour was? Fennel flowers. Beautiful. Okay, so that's the last amount. I don't think I'll need any more than that. Combined with the two colours, I think we have enough. There we go. And for the middle of the sunflowers, I'm probably going to use this, which is a Prism Pour, and it's Baltic Amber, and I think it's a beautiful colour. And we can have this vibrant colour, as you can see. I'm not sure you can see through there actually. I'm going to hopefully have this colour in the middle of the sunflowers. It's perfect, and I'll mix that up in a moment. So that's it. This is how fluid it is. Very fluid, and this is the lighter colour, and the two side by side, and we're going to use those for the sunflower. Okay, so we're now going to mix the Prism Pour, okay, and we just want to turn this on. We don't actually need this. Might turn it off. Okay, so we're just going to make sure this is mixed up, and this is probably the easiest one to mix, and because it's going right in the middle of my sunflowers, the centre of the sunflowers, this Baltic Amber Prism Pour is simply going to be mixed into my pouring medium of the glue and water. So it's a medium body acrylic paint. It's not a ready to pour paint. It can be used with any style of fine or fluid art, and it is a beautiful colour. So I'm going to pop that in there so you can see the colour. We don't need a lot because, like I said, there's not a lot of surface area to cover on this painting. There we go, that's perfect. And then we're just going to add our pouring medium to this. I'll just show you the colour up here. So you can see what consistency. It's really thick. Well, it actually feels quite thick though with the medium body paint. Hope you can see this. Okay, so what we're then going to do is we're going to add our craft glue and water to this. So I'll just add it in bits. There you go. Really easy. See, it's as simple as that. And you just keep adding it until it's the right colour, depth, intensity, and the right consistency and the right amount of paint that you need. So I'm just gonna, like I said, we don't actually need a lot, so maybe half of this pot, because it's going to be poured in, and I might do something else in terms of embellishment on top of this as well, which will make it look really pretty. So that's lovely. Look at that, stunning, beautiful, rich colour. I think that's enough, and I'm happy with this. Like I said, the glue mixture will dry clear, and you'll see more of the vibrancy once it's dried on the canvas come back through. There we go, that's perfectly fluid enough to pour into the segments. There we go, that's perfectly mixed and ready to go. I've decided to add a bit more bling to this colour, so here I've got Persimmon from Primary Elements. I'm going to add a little bit of this wonderful shiny shimmery colour. I'm just going to add it on top, it should be okay. and we're going to mix that up, and it's going to give it that beautiful depth and shimmer. And the other thing we can do is once we've poured in the paint to the segments, we could just sprinkle this on top possibly, which is another way of doing this, which might be a great idea. You can see the orange here in that is stunning. I'm just going to mix that in, and I'm going to let these paints rest overnight. Ooh, it's giving it that certain kick I really wanted. So yeah, that's the Baltic Amber mixed in with Persimmon, Primary Elements and Prism Pour. Yes, that's definitely the rich colour I wanted. It's stunning now. It's even better, if that were possible. Wow, I can see the shimmer now. Wonderful. So that's done. Let's move on. Okay, so up next I'm going to show you how I mix my swipe colours. I'm going to do a swipe on the background most likely, and this is Key Lime from ColourArte. This is a Primary Elements colour, and that's what it looks like on the outside. Okay, and then we're just going to open it up gently, and this is what it looks like on the inside. You can see the colour of the granules, and I'm going to pop some of that into here. But before we do that, we're going to mix up a swipe pouring medium, and that's the Vivid PolyPour. So we're going to pop some of this in here, and I'm going to eyeball it really. So normally it's 1 ounce, which is probably about that much, of the PolyPour, mixed in with 1/8 or 1/4 teaspoon of the Primary Elements. But because I'm mixing a bit extra up, I'm going to double that amount, probably put a half teaspoon in, because I'm going to need a fair bit for the background, maybe even more. Okay, I'm just going to gently fold that in. Probably need a bit more of that. How vibrant is this colour? That's lovely. A bit more pouring medium, I think. So you're usually going for consistency, so exact ratios are never a good way to measure, to be honest. And then I'm just going to pour that in. Let's do this very quickly. That's so beautiful. I love this colour. Look at that key lime. It's stunning. Look at that beautiful colour. Stunning. I might add a bit more because I think I want a lot of this colour in the background, and so I need a lot more paint. I think that's okay, and it does go a long way. I mean, these jars are, I think they're 15ml jars, and they do last for a long time. I mean, you can mix up quite a lot of paint to the full pot, probably more on a little bit of the pigment. So you can see you don't need to add anything extra to this when you're doing the bloom recipe. You just add the Vivid PolyPour, mix it right up, perfectly mixed, and you just keep adding more and more of it. And I can thin it down because it's relatively thick, thicker than I want it, with water or varnish or any other shop bought pouring medium like Liquitex or other. I used to use the De La Rowney one. I've run out. So yeah, so we're just going to fill that in, and I will let these paints sit to get rid of any air bubbles that might be trapped in there overnight, and start my pouring tomorrow. So that's it. That's how I mix my bloom paints. Really easy with the ColourArte products. Look how beautiful that is. Very smooth and silky. Perfect. I do want it slightly thinner, what I want it for, but some people love it really thick. It is perfect, and that key lime is delicious. I'm going to mix up the rest of the colours. I put a picture of what colours I mixed, and it'll be down in the description box below if you want to also check out the colours and do something similar. So thank you for watching, and I'm going to do the rest in the same way. Bye for now. Just want to quickly show you this beautiful colour. Here it is. It's Primary Elements. It's an art pigment, so it's dry paint, and it's called Sea Dancer. And look at this colour. Oh my goodness, I'm in love. Look at that colour. I just wanted to show you what it looks like. stunning. It's just, look at that. Here is the green diamond. You need a fair bit of it. And it's the colour shift. Interference colour. It's the Bling ColourArte pigment. There we go. And then we're just going to add our vivid PolyPour to this. Just a dash. And then we're going to stir it. Look at that. You can see that. Beautiful. See the green in there, the interference? So when you look at it at certain lights, you can see the green reflect off it. It's amazing. Which is this one? Sorry, the green diamond this is. So you can see how stunning that looks. Here are all my colours, so very quickly, here we have Activator from TLP, and then we have Splendor in the Grass from ColourArte, and then Key Lime from ColourArte, and we have a combination half of Gold Sparkle and Green Diamond in here, and then we have ColourArte's Sea Dancer, and then Submarine from TLP mixed in with ColourArte's Isadora, and we have the Prism Pour Baltic Amber mixed in with Persimmon, which makes this gorgeously rich colour here. And then over here we have ColourArte's Twisted Lemon, and then here this beautiful colour for the centre of my flowers is Fennel Flower. Okay, and yeah, so those are all my colours, and I'm really looking forward to using them in my painting, which, if I can find it, is over here. So that's how I did it, folks. And if you want to watch the full video, check out my YouTube channel, Taslima Mica Art. And thank you for watching. See you again soon. Bye bye.